Hi, I'm Tye DeGrange, Manager of Motors for ePN, and I'm here with Famous Rhodes, the Director of eBay Motors. I wanted to ask him a few questions about what's new with motors and help you publishers out there understand how you can best promote the motors category. So Famous, thanks so much for joining us, really appreciate it. Can you tell us and the publishers what's been done, what improvements have been made to the motors category that they can focus on in promoting motors?
The first change we made is around fitment. So what we now give publishers the ability to do is actually refine the inventory that we have on eBay, you know, the 18 million parts that are on our site, to the specific makes and models that they're writing about and blogging about to their enthusiast groups. So for example, now you can start narrowing down the inventory down to year, make, and model for your consumers, really helping target the type of audience that you want, something that hasn't been available in the past. And so this is available now on the API. Also with this data, now that we have fitment data, you can blend into My Vehicles. So a consumer that comes to the site can actually search for the parts that fit their car by year, make, model, and really help go through the selection on the site of the 18 million parts that we have. As you can see now with the new mobile app that just recently launched, when you download this app, you can actually custom tailor your experience to this year, make, and model experience of being able to see the enthusiast vehicles you have or you desire to have in the marketplace.
Nice, that's excellent. It sounds like there's just been a ton of improvements in the last year in the motors category. Can you give us some insight as to why the renewed emphasis on parts? What's kind of new on the parts side, and how do we best promote parts?
Yeah, so the great thing about this industry in automotive parts, it's a growing industry. And so over the next 5 years, this is going to double online for the amount of sales that happen within automotive parts and accessories. So what we've done is we've tried to find ways to structure the data, because we see an incredible growth in the overall selection in the category. So we've grown from about 1 million listings to 18 million listings in the past 5 years. Wow. And so what we're trying to do is tailor an experience for the consumer that enables them to get through to the final part. So you've seen things like My Vehicles that we've done onto the site, things like fitment that helps structure the data, which allows us to take it to the next level of creating custom experiences by part type. So Tire Center is something we recently launched in the past couple months that allows a consumer to find the type of tire that fits their vehicle and allows you to actually search by tire specs, giving a very rich experience. Through this process of building finders and the fitment data for our consumers, it's also enabled us to have better relationships to increase the selection on the site. So now our publishers can see inventory from Hollander, which is used inventory from over 2,100 recycler yards across the US. We have inventory from companies that use Activin and Wrenchhead on our site as well, giving us access to millions of SKUs that our primary enthusiasts are looking for. So it's the better selection with the best value on the web that you can't find anywhere else.
Sounds great. So I have to ask, I'm sure some of the publishers out there might want to know, how did you get the name Famous?
So my name is an adjective. My father was a race car driver, actually raced in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And when I was born, they asked if I was going to be the next famous Paul Rhodes. My dad said yes, and I got coined Famous Paul Rhodes after that. Subsequently, I have 2 children. My son races cars today, quarter midgets, and his name's Famous Paul Rhodes II. And I have a daughter named Celeb, which is French for famous as well. So the tradition lives on.
There you have it. That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming on and helping our publishers understand how best they can promote the parts category. We're really excited about it. And thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.